Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank my friend from Arizona for yielding me this time. You know, in addition to treating and vaccinating for COVID, our main priority should be getting people back to work. This legislation doesn't do that. You know, it's full of job-killing mandates and liberal special interest handouts that'll keep schools closed. You know, Operation Warp Speed was such a great development to get the vaccine rolled out there so that we can get the economy going. But one of the things that this bill does is bails out states that help top off their tax revenue for 2020. However, in my state of Kansas, the 2020 revenues are already higher than the 2019 revenues, including in our just completed month of January, 10% higher than a year ago. So the states aren't suffering through the revenue loss because of the ability for people to still continue to grow and work as they can. But the bill does raise expenses for Main Street, nearly doubling the federal minimum wage at a time when thousands of small businesses are already struggling to keep the lights on. This bill also fails to recognize, as mentioned earlier, that there's nearly $1 trillion left from the previous COVID bills that Congress has already passed. And by the way, these were 5 bipartisan bills that were passed in 2020 in order to make sure that it addressed all the issues that we reflect across our country. The Biden administration should instead focus on families that are hurting the most, targeting for those, particularly the more than 8 million people who've lost their job due to COVID. Workers, families, and small businesses don't need more Washington regulations or mandates. They need to have the economy up and running again. Republicans believe we must increase wages and job opportunities for all workers, and we've gotten real results, with tax and regulatory reforms achieving historic surges in jobs and wages. Unfortunately, this legislation does not build up off that successful playbook, but instead shows that the Biden administration is far more interested in advancing a radical left-wing wish list over our common sense economic policies that will help our Main Street businesses and families. I yield back.